welcome to Lauren Reed Color. Thanks for joining me for another Saturday Snippets. To begin with, I just want to thank everyone who has sent their condolences, their love, their hugs, and their best wishes, both on the post that I made on the channel and over on Instagram during this really difficult week. You have no idea how much it meant to me to read all of your lovely comments and how much it helped me get through this week. I apologize in advance if I get a bit weepy every now and then and have to pause the video. I will try my very best to get through everything that I have planned for today. That said, let's talk about what we're going to be doing in today's Saturday Snippets. So we are continuing to work on the Crocodile on the Sandbank page in Meine, Reise, durch, Afrika by Rita Berman. Let me just show you what we've done so far. So this is our page. And we've done the background, we've done the mosque and the wall, and we started doing the flowers. And we're going to be using the same pencils that we used last week, the Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils and the one Polychromos pencil. And we're going to use them in different combinations, both on this flower and this flower. And then I thought we would move over to do the canopy of this tree. And for that, I also have a few green pencils. I went over to Palette Kit, which is Karen from My Colorful Country Life's very, very useful tool. And I selected Pablo pencils, looked at the combinations that she had put up on the website, and I chose one that I felt would be suitable. So we're going to be using peacock green, jade green, bluish green, and dark green. And the equivalents in Prismacolor, one moment, are for the dark green in Prismacolor, bluish green is grass green, peacock green is true green, and jade green is light green. This is not the alternatives that Karen suggests on her website. Rather, I matched these colors to my own swatches of Prismacolor because I felt that the matches on the website weren't exact enough. And in fact, it actually says on the website that it's only, I think, 84% matches. So it's fine to switch them out for other colors that you feel are better. Even if you think the colors that I chose are not as good, you can choose the colors you feel are the best for you. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing in terms of today's color along, and I'm also going to be showing you what I did this week. As I said earlier, it was a pretty hard week for me, and I didn't feel much like coloring, but I did manage to make progress on a couple of pages, which I will show you next. First off, there's nothing like a little bit of retail therapy. So yesterday after work, the assistant and I took ourselves off to Flying Tiger Copenhagen to spend some of the gift money we received over the holidays, and I purchased a few things. So first off, I got a bullet planner. Let me just say that I already have several bullet planners, but I felt the need to get another one, and the quality at Flying Tiger is really nice. And so, yeah, I'm sure I will find something to do with this book, even though, as I said, I already have lots and lots of notebooks, too many to probably ever use, but I couldn't help myself. And I also got some weekly planner note paper. So let me just take off this thing. Yeah, I'm always struggling to find pieces of paper to write, jot down notes and appointments and things like that. I mean, I do have a journal, a planner, but I don't know, it's never at hand. So I got this, and I'm hoping I will keep it on my desk. And when I have a note to jot down or a thing to do or something to plan, I think I will use this note paper. So there's plenty to get me through probably many, many years. So I got that as well. And finally, I got a new ruler. I think this is just beautiful. So I have a ruler that I've been using, but I'm unhappy with it. So let me just show you. This is the ruler I've been using. It's actually just a see-through plain plastic ruler that I got at my local sort of dollar store, and I put some washi tape over it because it kept vanishing on my desk and I could never find it. And I've been using it quite a lot, and I do use it also with a craft knife, and I think that the craft knife has just made it really uneven on the sides, and I'm no longer getting the straight lines that I want. So I've been looking for a good ruler for a while, and I do have a metal ruler, but I actually have two metal rulers, one that's really long, which is too big, and one that's shorter than this one, and it's too short. You know, it's like Goldilocks. This one's too long, this one's too short. Anyway, so while I was at Flying Tiger, I saw this one, and first of all, it's made of metal. Let's just actually take it off the card. It's made of metal, so it's going to be a little bit sturdier than my current plastic one. I think it's beautiful with this butterfly, and it is the same length as this one. Slightly shorter, but it's good enough for what I want to use it for. So yeah, I got that, and I think of the three items that I purchased, this is my favorite, and I'm sure that I will get a lot of use out of it. So that was my foray into retail therapy this week. So now I'm going to show you what I've been working on. As I said earlier, I wasn't really feeling much up to coloring this week, but I did sit down a couple of times and work on Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosannes. I'm in a group on Instagram, and the page from a couple of months ago, I think it was, is the Kitsune page. And I worked on this one this week. So I worked on the fur, I colored in the tail, and I felt that working on the fur texture and the strokes of the tail was quite meditative and relaxing, and I really needed it this week. So I'm really pleased with the way it's looking so far. And I also based the clouds with Derwent Graphitint. I think the color is Juniper, and it is a grayish purpley color, which I think will work really well with the golds and pinks of the Kitsune's tail. I also based the rocks with the same color as I did the trees, and on this side I shaded the tree. So I will be slowly chipping away at this page in May, and I hope to actually finish it because I also want to move over to the Mer People pages, which are the pages for May in honor of Mermay. So I hope to get to those as well. So that's one page that I worked on. I also managed to start a new whip. I am working on this clockmaker page for Wendy at Jazzy Doodle Designs RJ Hampson collaboration. Everyone's working on different pages, different books, and then we will be sending them to Wendy and she will collate them. So I purchased the PDF version of RJ Hampson's Steampunk Revival. I printed out this page on cardstock, and I have started coloring it. So I have based, it's very interesting what I've done. I based some of it with alcohol marker. I based some of it with watercolor markers, and I am shading with polychromos pencil. So the flowers, the gold, what's going to be the gold on the clock is based with alcohol markers. The wood is based with a watercolor marker. What I did was I scribbled the marker down onto a palette and then picked it up with my water brush and put it down on the page. So I did that for the wood here and the wood on the bottom. And I really like the sort of shading that doing that has given to the wood, which I can then shade with the pencils. And I also did that for the leaves. And then as I said, I'm shading with polychromos, and I've made a start, and I hope to continue working on it this weekend because I have to send it to Wendy by the 3rd. I hope to finish it by then. We'll see. It may or may not happen. Anyway, those are the 2 pages that I worked on this week, and now we're going to move over to working on our crocodile page. We're zoomed in, and I'm going to continue working on this flower. So far we've put down a base layer of the pale yellow, okay? And now I'm going to take the dark carmine and I'm going to start shading. I'm hoping that we will get a slightly different gradient by changing up the combination. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to start putting this in, okay? In the shadow areas of these petals. Yeah, okay, so welcome everybody. And as if you're new here, these are chatty videos. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to be talking about Toby. I think it's a little bit too fresh still. But I'm sure I will be speaking about him on and off throughout all of my videos in the future. For those of you who knew Toby in the sense of listening to him put in his 2 cents on the videos, or saw him on my photos on Instagram or the channel. Yeah, thanks again, everyone, for really helping me through this week of losing him. It was tough. So I think I'm going to stop talking about that now because I can feel the tears coming. So I think I'll talk about other things. So what did I do? This, as I said, I didn't really color that much this week. I went to work, which helped a lot. When the students have questions and that, you can't really ignore them. So, I went to work, and that helped a lot as well. And I have a puzzle that I'm doing. So when I just wanted to, ignore life, I was concentrating on the puzzle. And it's a puzzle that has a lot of white pieces. So concentrating on that and trying to, be methodical and get the pieces to fit was also quite helpful. What else did I do this week? I tried reading, but I really couldn't concentrate. And so my book got put aside. I'm reading, it's called The Dark Days Pact by Alison Goodman. It's book 2 in the Lady Helen series. It's a good book, but I just wasn't really able to concentrate that much on what was going on. I think I might have read a page and then decided, I don't know what's happening here. I'm just going to turn the page a second. So I put it aside, and so then I decided, okay, I think it would be better if I try to watch television. So I had been watching The Leftovers, but I don't know, this season, this is the last season, the 3rd season, I made it halfway through the season, and I just decided I don't care what's going on. The characters that I really liked were doing weird things. It's just a weird show. It really reminds me, many years ago in the 1990s, there was a show on television called Twin Peaks. And it really reminds me of that show, with all the strange goings on and the metaphysical elements and the weird, almost grotesque aspects of the storyline. And I was not with it. So I just decided it's enough. I have reached my fill, and I'm going to stop. And I sort of like the way season 2 ended. And I think they were sort of ruining what was going on. So, I decided to just stop. Okay. Now we're moving over to Caput Mortuum Violet in the Polychromos to put in the deepest shadows. Okay. And I'm just going to put this here. I don't know. I now that I'm talking about all this, it feels like I was really cranky this week, which is also understandable. I seem to not have patience for a lot of things. I suppose it's just a coping mechanism. Anyway, so I stopped watching The Leftovers, and then I decided I'd been wanting to watch The Other Bennett Sister for quite a while. So I'm a huge fan of Jane Austen and Pride and Prejudice. And The Other Bennett Sister is a show. It's also adapted from a book about Mary Bennet. Mary Bennet is the middle Bennet sister from Pride and Prejudice. So Pride and Prejudice focuses on Lizzie Bennet and Mr. Darcy, and also Jane, the oldest Bennet sister, and Lydia, who is the youngest Bennet sister. And then there's also Kitty, who is the second youngest, and Mary, who's right in the middle. So there are 5 sisters, and Mary is the 3rd sister in age. So the show is about her, and it was wonderful. Such a wonderful story, such a lovely adaptation. The actress was just fabulous. I was trying to remember where I'd seen her before. The actress, whose name is Ella Brucoli, I think. And so I looked her up, of course. And yeah, she's in The Midwives. What's it called? That show about the midwives? Call the Midwife. Call the Midwife, about midwives in the 1950s, 60s, 70s. I'm now blending out with pale yellow. And I'm not going to put in the pink. I want this flower to be different from this flower. And if we put in pink, it's going to be too similar. So I'm just blending out those colors with the yellow to make it more of a yellow than a pink flower. Yeah, so she was in Call the Midwife, which is also a fantastic show, highly recommended. So I know that Jo from Geordie Colors was also watching this show, and on her Sunday Snippets, she was talking about it, but I had to mute her for that section because I didn't want any spoilers, because she had finished and I hadn't finished yet. Okay, so let's turn it around again. Oh yeah, I like that. So this one is more of an orangey, peachy color, and this one is more of a pink. So they're slightly different, and I'm happy with that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do the middle. Now, Rita has given us the highlight. So we're just going to take this color and just go a little bit into the highlight, but mainly leave the highlight. And then we're going to take the Bordeaux red and just go over the shadow area that she's given us there. I'm leaving that white area there, and then on the sides as well. It'll make it look a little bit more round. Okay, and then the Caput Mortuum Violet again, just to deepen that up. I see I did that. Let's just fix that. There we go. And then again with the pale yellow, just to blend. And sorry about that. I just needed to get my yellow acrylic marker and give it a shake, because we're going to put this here, some dots in this center of this flower. Okay, so yeah, I like that. And now we're going to move over to the last flower. And I'm thinking, what do I want to do? I think I want this one to be darkest. So we're going to put down, I think we're going to start, rather than a light color, we're going to start with a dark color, and it's going to be the Bordeaux red. I need to sharpen this pencil. Hold on one second. Okay, so as I said, Bordeaux red, and I'm just going to put this down in the shadow areas. Yeah, I want this flower to be the darkest. So we're not going to put in the yellow, I think, or we might put in the yellow only at the very end for some minor parts. Yeah. So what? Oh yes, the Bennett sister, the other Bennett sister, and so I really enjoyed that. It was lovely to watch. I watched it over 2 evenings after work, and yeah, it was really great. I think I might go back to watching The Gilded Age. I had been watching it before, but I took a break. The thing about The Gilded Age is there's so much going on, and the plot lines you need to pay attention. So I can't color while I am watching that show. I have to pay attention to the show. But I'm going to try again. We'll see. Maybe what I'll do is I'll watch and I'll color and then go back. Replay. Thank God for streaming. An instant replay, yeah. I remember when we were younger, there was, you couldn't just stop and go back. You had to watch the whole show, and you used to, run to the kitchen for snacks during commercial breaks, and my brother would call out, quick, it's on. So, yeah. But now with streaming, we can just pause and go back if you miss something. Yeah, so I think I will try that again, because I really enjoyed the period piece of the Bennett sisters, and yeah, and I like the Gilded Age. So I'm going to do that, and yeah, I'm still doing my puzzle, and I've sort of gotten into puzzles now. So for my birthday, a friend bought me a Jane Austen puzzle. So it's all of the Jane Austen characters in the puzzle. I think I spoke about this last week. I'm just rotating the page a bit. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm on camera. So I finished that puzzle and then I wanted to do another one. So I started one with a cat looking in the mirror and seeing a tiger. And that one had a lot of dark pieces. I might also have spoken about this last week. I apologize. And anyway, so now I've started a new puzzle. It's a puzzle of Big Ben against a cloudy sky. And the white pieces are just, they're stumping me. So what I decided to do was stop with the white pieces and move on to the blue pieces of the sky. Fill that in, then there's some leaves, do that. And that sort of created an easier frame for the white pieces. And I'm finding it a bit easier to put the white pieces in now, but it's still a challenge. And then all I'll have left is the buildings, Big Ben and St. Paul's Cathedral. So, yeah. Oh, I like that. That's coming out nicely. Okay, now what I am going to do, I am going to take that pale yellow and I'm just going to blend out the tops of these petals a little bit into, but I'm going to avoid the shadow areas. So the tips of these petals will be yellow. Yeah, and then of course we went looking for puzzles because soon this one is going to be finished. Wow, puzzles are not cheap. They're expensive. Hold on, let me rotate. They're really expensive, especially Ravensburger puzzles. Ravensburger puzzles are really good quality and yeah, they're about $35 a puzzle. Yikes. Anyway, and then I went onto Amazon and Amazon was having a sale on puzzles. So I ordered a couple and that was nice. So they are in the mail and they will be coming soon. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is with the, what color is this? This is the dark carmine. I'm putting this in the deepest shadows. 1 second. Yeah. So I will be doing puzzles as well as coloring and reading and watching TV. Lots of hobbies. Someone on Threads posted a question to Generation X. I'm Generation X. What is the hobby that we have started in our middling years now that we've reached some of us the age of 50 or at least our late 40s? So there were so many interesting answers. I of course said I color. But people said they do puzzles, they crochet, they knit, they do macrame, they do pottery, sculpting. It was so interesting to see all the different hobbies that people have adopted. I think it's great that we keep ourselves busy. And 1 second, this one needs this yellow here. Yeah, video games were also some of the answers. Yeah, I've also, I tried to play a couple of video games. Again, I was having difficulty concentrating, so the thing that helped me the most was watching TV and doing puzzles. Right, and now for our deepest shadows, this pencil also needs to be sharpened. Sorry, 1 second. Yes, for our deepest shadow, we're going back in with the Put Mortuum Violet from Polychromos. Only in the deepest shadows here. Okay, and yeah, So that's what I was doing this week. And what else did I've been, as I said, I've been on Thread, so I've been watching animal videos. I know it's how I cope. And I saw that CNN put a post on the funniest animal photographs of 2025. And the photograph that, I think I will put a link to their article in the description box of the video in case you want to actually see the images rather than just listen to me talk about them. So the photograph, that one was a picture, I think it's a cormorant, and it's got some seaweed all over its face. And, oh, that's really nice. Let's turn it around. Oh, yes. So I've got three very distinct, oops, I wasn't on screen. I have got three very distinct and different colored flowers with the different combinations of pencils that we are using. Let's do the middle. So again, I'm going to go in with the pale yellow. And then I think I'm going to put the Caput Mortuum. And the photograph that came second was a gorilla. I think it's a baby gorilla dancing. Oh, so cute. But the one that I actually liked the most was a squirrel. He had obviously just woken up from hibernation, I think. And he was coming out of the tree. And he had his bushy tail up over his face. So he looked like he was drunk. All right, and now our, acrylic pen for some dots in the middle. Oh, I like that. Okay, let's zoom out and see what it looks like. And then I think we're going to move on to the tree. This is what it looks like right now, and I like the way that our colors are working together and that I got three distinctly different flowers using the same pencils but in different combinations. So that was fun. And now we're going to move over to coloring this tree, which is going to be sort of a tealy green color. And yeah, as I said earlier, we're going to be using this combination, which I found on Karen's website. So it is bluish green, dark green, jade green, and peacock green. And we're going to start with a base layer of the jade green. Now I'm going to be using the lines that Rita has given us. So where she's got her highlights, I'm going to have my highlights, and where she's got her darker areas, I'm going to have my darker areas. The crocodile is going to be a different color green, but I might use some of these pencils in these lily pads. So that we get a nice cohesive look, but that's for later. For now, we're going to do this tree. We're starting with jade green, and I'm going to put this color into the highlight area, but I am going to leave some white at the top. So we will see what we get. So yeah, just very lightly, I am putting this color in. 1 second. Yeah, so what do I want to say? What do I want to talk about? What else? So I was also watching YouTube, and I watched Jennifer from Tulgey Wood Colors. She was doing her first quarter of 2026 wrap up. That was fun. I enjoyed watching that very much. And on that video, she also recommended some other videos that she had watched during the first quarter of the year that she had enjoyed immensely. And I went and watched some of them. So one of the videos that I watched that I just want to recommend it. It is by Nixxie Colors. I think that's the name of her channel. I'm not entirely sure what the name of her channel is. I will put it on the screen and link the video in the description box as well. So here I'm just pausing for a second to say that I am taking the pencil and I'm just flicking over here like this because this color is also going to be some of the background. We're going to do the same sort of gradient background that we did there over here, but with these colors. So I'm just putting this here as well. Yeah, so anyway, let me just tell you about Nixxie's video. So she did a video about books that are out of print. So for example, some of them I wasn't aware that they were out of print. So a couple that she spoke about were, of course, Seasons by Hannah Carlzon, and Spirit Animals by Hannah Carlzon, and Jewelry Box by Hannah Carlzon. But she also spoke about, it's called The Ink House by Rory, I've forgotten his name, Rory Brenner maybe? Again, I will put the proper name on the screen. And two of Denise Klett's books, Mermaids in Paradise and Fairies in Dreamland. So I have Mermaids in Paradise. In fact, I think I might color in it this month for Mermaid, and but I don't have Fairies in Dreamland. And then she was talking about how she had contacted the publishers for these various books to ask if there was a possibility that they would be reissued. Okay, we're moving on to the bluish green. To cut a long story short, the answer is no. But I strongly recommend that you go over to Nixxie's channel and watch that video, because she also talks a lot about the details that go into publishing our coloring books, and it was just fascinating. So highly recommend that video. And yeah, so that was fun. What else did I see that was interesting? I will be doing hopefully some videos this coming week. I'm slowly getting my mojo back. I'm hoping that today, coloring with you on today's Saturday Snippets, will also help me get my mojo back. So yeah, I'm hoping to do some videos this week. I will be doing a video of my completed pages for April and my coloring plans for May. I've got some buddy colors, I've got some group colors, I've got some pages that I want to color for Mermaid. So yeah, I'll be doing a couple of videos for that. And I will also be trying to film the video that I promised on Karen's palette kit tool website. So I'm hoping to do that as well. All right, so I'm going to just take this green and flick over these fronds, these leafy fronds. Okay, but I'm leaving my highlight. Okay. Yes, this is turning out more green than teal, but that's fine. I'm okay with it. I think it will work better with our crocodile when we eventually get to the crocodile. Oh, let me just remove this because it's in the way. We'll move it down below. Yeah, so there will be some videos next week up on the channel. I can't believe it's May already. The weather's starting to get a bit warmer. Winter seemed to go on forever. The rain just didn't seem to want to stop. Yeah, and I also want to do a video. I've been watching other people's videos on the unpopular opinions tag. I'm not so sure that they're unpopular opinions per se. I think that they're just personal preferences. So I've been watching some of these and enjoying them. So I watched Erica from Elm Colors. I watched her video. I watched Annika from Axic Fumbles. I watched hers. I think it was hers. It might not have been hers. No. I think for hers it was the favorite the 15 favorite pages video. That's the one I watched from Annika. I think she said she was planning to do an unpopular opinions video. So I will definitely watch that. Who other? I'm trying to think. Who else did I watch the unpopular opinions video? I watched Jo from Geordie Colors, her video of this tag. And I'm sure there were others, but they've escaped me. But you can just search on YouTube and they will come up. Okay, let's move on to dark green. This is our shadow color. So we're not going to put too much of this color in. Yeah, so I'm going to try and do a video for that. I think I will choose a page to color because that's not a video where I can like show books or anything. So I think what I might do is just work on a whip while I'm talking about that those opinions. Some of them are very interesting. Some of them I have no idea, but you will see that when I do that video. What else did I see this week that was interesting? So I'm on Reddit in addition to Instagram and Threads, and I'm on a Reddit for coloring. I'm on a Reddit for puzzling, a Reddit for planning, a Reddit for video games. I like to play video games on my iPad, and finding video games for the iPad is not easy because I like to play adventure games. I'm not into the shooting games or the world building games or things like that. I like adventure games, so sort of point and click. And while there are games for iPad, there aren't that many. And so I joined Reddit to see if people could recommend adventure games for the iPad. And I also have a Steam account, so I do play on my Mac as well. But so many games are only for PC, and I don't have a PC. So I will just have to, do research and find games. If you have a favorite game that's an adventure game, like where you solve riddles and puzzles and things like that, pop a comment in the comment section and let me know what games you like if you play video games, or even tell me what other hobbies you have. What do you keep busy with? All right. Are we getting a nice glow? We are. We're getting a nice glow. Yeah, so as I said, one of the Reddits that I belong to is a puzzling Reddit. And yesterday there was a really cool post. So people get their puzzles from all over the place, from thrift stores and things like that. And someone had said they'd gotten a puzzle from a thrift store. And in the puzzle was a note that said they'd done this puzzle and they hope that everyone who does the puzzle will write a little comment. So there was a piece of paper in the box with the pieces. And so far, 3 people had done the puzzle and commented. And the person who made this post said they were going to add their comment. And I thought this was so cool. Sort of like the Fellowship of the Traveling Puzzle. It would be great if that puzzle got, shipped all over the world and people from different countries could comment on completing the puzzle and then ship it off to a friend who could then ship it off to another friend, and it could make its way around the world. I think that would be great. I know that people do that with books. Okay. Now what do I want to do? I think I do want to put some yellow in this tree. So let's get our pale yellow from our flowers combination. Hold on one second. I have the pale yellow and I am just going to put this in the highlight area and blend out some of this green because I think it's too green right now, and I think it would look good if we put in some yellow. I might even get a darker yellow, like a canary yellow color. We'll see. We'll see what we get. But oh yes, I can see already that this is creating a nice gradient for this green. Okay. Yeah, I will get a darker, more shiny yellow to supplement this yellow as well. Okay. Oh, I like that. That's working out nicely. Okay, I'm sort of just like blending out the green. Not going into the shadow areas because I don't want that to lighten up. And I will put this up at the top as well. So I thought that was really special, that idea of sending the puzzle and people commenting on it, each person who does it and completes it. And they were sweet comments about, their process of doing the puzzle, the approach that they took to completing it, how long it took them, what they were doing while they were doing this puzzle, reading or listening to audiobooks or watching television or doing it with a partner. So I really liked that. That was really cool. The assistant, who you can hear in the background, she every once in a while she will walk past the puzzle and she will take a piece and she will put it in. So she did get some credit for assisting with the puzzle. Okay, I think I'm just going to get a darker yellow as well. Hold on one second. Okay, so I've decided to go for a yellow-green. I think it will take this pale yellow that we've got and the darker greens, and it will create a nice gradient. So again, I'm going a little bit into the shadow, into the highlight area, just a little bit, and avoiding the darker shadow areas. And I'm also leaving a highlight at the top here. Oh yeah, that was a good choice. If you are using Prismacolors, then the alternative would be the chartreuse. I find it so interesting how adding one color can just change the appearance of the image completely. It was looking a little bit dull and muted before we put in this color, but I think now with this color it looks really good. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, so what else did I see? I'm trying to think what I saw on Threads. What else did I see on Threads besides animal videos? I'm just rotating the page a bit. 1 second. Yeah, so something else that I saw on Threads was a man posted that he had to go and bail his cat out of prison. So his cat had obviously gotten out and was wandering around, and it got arrested. It got arrested and charged with trespassing and straying. It turns out that in this town where this guy lives, having your cats get out is illegal. And the cat was charged with trespassing and taken to the local police station and formally charged, and the owner had to bail him out for $113. And now he has a hearing in front of the judge. The cat did not look, in the picture that he posted, the cat did not look at all sorry for his criminal behavior. He was quite pleased with himself. I love cats. They're so funny. All animals. And what else did I see? Oh, and another post that I saw was from a doctor who made a post about the codes that are given to obscure and strange injuries. Just a second, let's have a look. Oh yeah, I really like that, but we need to darken up our shadows. So we're going to go back in with the dark green and darken up shadows. Oh, I like that. That's looking good. I just need to make sure I'm still on camera. Okay, so yeah, so there are codes for different, because, at the hospital, they have to have codes for all the different treatments that they give. I'm sure it's also for billing purposes and things like that. So even the most obscure of strange injuries have a hospital code. So for example, there is a code for being bitten by an orca. How many people are bitten by orcas? There is a code for being stung by a Portuguese man of war. Again, how many people are stung by jellyfish? I'm just going to put this a little bit into the highlight area with flicking motions. It will make the tree look more bushy and full. And there's a code for being injured during a fight with a sibling. What else was there? I'm trying to remember the post. There were some weird ones. I'm trying to think of weird injuries. There's some episodes of like ER with people who had weird injuries. You never think of, what billing has to put into the computer under injury type. So I thought that was really interesting. And just, fleshing out our tree, making it bushy with flicking motions. What else did I see? Oh, there was a video. So because I'm a lecturer and I read posts by other lecturers, I often get videos of lecturers talking about their students and the emails that they get from their students. So there's a video and thread about, lecturers telling their students in class, about the emails that they received. So one received an email from a student asking for an extension on an assignment, only the assignment had been due 2 weeks before. I have a rule. So for my students, I tell them, if you want an extension, I'm quite happy to give you an extension. The first extension is free, you can just ask for it and I will give it to you. But my rule is, if you want an extension, you have to ask me for this extension before the due date. I will not give an extension after the due date has already passed, because to my mind, that is not fair to the students who submitted on time. So, students make an effort to submit their work on time and they should be rewarded. And I also tell them that if you get an extension, your work is not going to be marked as quickly as the work of the students who submitted on time. Okay, after that freebie, yes, if you need another extension, then you need a good reason. Yeah, and the reason that you went on holiday is not valid. I've had students say to me, I went on holiday and I didn't have time. I'm just blending that out with the yellow-green. I didn't have time to complete the assignment. And that is not a valid excuse to me. You had work to do. You should be doing your work before doing other things. So for that, I will not give extensions. But I would say 95% of students submit their work on time. So anyway, so that was an interesting video. And I must say, some of these lecturers were talking about rude emails that they had received from their students. Okay, I'm going to take this color and I'm going to put it also around the tree a little bit to fill in the background. I'm not sure yet what we're doing here. This is definitely, let me just move up so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not yet sure what I'm going to do with these leaves. I'm thinking they're going to be a reddish color of some kind, because red goes nicely with green. They're complementary colors. Okay, I am now just taking this green, as I said, and putting it around, sort of as part of the background. Right? It's going to merge into this purple. All right. So again, we're not going to do too far. I'm not putting in a full background to this page. I'm just putting in a light sort of gradient background. So we can use this color as the base. So that's what I saw on Threads as well. What else did I see? The criminal cat, the emails, the codes for strange injuries. What else did I see? Trying to think. So I was watching, I'm digressing. I was watching Jess from Coloring Bumblebee, her live stream, and she was talking about the Eurovision on her live stream. So if you are not in Europe, then you might not know what the Eurovision is. The Eurovision is a European song contest, and it's been going on since the 1950s. And the original idea for this competition was to sort of create cohesion in Europe after World War II. Okay, so dark green. And basically, countries send a song to the competition, and then the member countries vote. Over the years, originally, I think my neighbor's parrot is singing or cackling or whistling. Anyway, so at first, the competition, every country had a panel of judges, and the judges judged and evaluated the songs, and the winner was chosen that way. But over the years, they've changed, and now the audience at home votes. So the final judgment or decision of who the winner is determined by a combination of a panel of experts from each country and the viewers, the member. Now, you cannot vote for your own country. You are blocked from there's an app, and that's how you vote, through the app. But it will not allow you. It knows where you are. It knows your IP address. And you cannot vote for your own country. It blocks that option. So she was talking about it, and she was saying that, the UK, it's been years and years and years since the UK has won Eurovision. A few years ago, they didn't win. They came second. Ukraine won. I think it was the first year of the Russian-Ukraine war. And Ukraine won, and the UK came second. Both songs were really lovely. And but because the thing is, the country that wins the Eurovision hosts it the following year. So, for example, this year it's going to be in Vienna because Austria won last year's Eurovision. I can't remember where it was last year. It was in Sweden. Yes, last year it was in Stockholm. And yes, because the year before that, Sweden had won. And yeah, so that's how it goes. The country that wins that year hosts the next year. And I'm going to put some of this dark green in here as well. And so this year it's going to be in Vienna. But that year where the UK came second, it was actually hosted in London because Ukraine couldn't host. Yeah, so that was an interesting discussion. It was fun and interesting because a lot of the people in the chat for that video hadn't heard of Eurovision. Some of them had, because if I remember correctly, they also made a movie about Eurovision in America. So I haven't seen that movie. I need to watch it. I understand that it's really funny. So Eurovision is fun. It's so campy. The singing is sometimes it's so bad, and sometimes it's amazing. And there are quite famous singers who began their careers on Eurovision, like Celine Dion and ABBA and Elton John and Cliff Richard. Okay, I think I'm going to zoom out and see what we have. This is what we have so far, and I'm really pleased with the way our tree came out. I think it looks full, and the color works really nicely with the purple background, and we will be continuing working on this page next week. Thank you everyone for joining me for today's Saturday Snippets. Spending time with you has been really lovely, and I hope that you are coloring this page with me and enjoying it, or even just coloring something else while you listen to me ramble on. Yeah, so that's it for today, and I hope to see you again next week. Bye for now.